Good evening. Thank you so much for finding time to be with us on the Fashion Watch this evening. My name is Lillian Mulikan and the hashtag is Fashion Watch. We invite your style-related questions and comments using the hashtag Fashion Watch. Our resident panelists on the Fashion Watch this evening, Ian Mbogwa. He is a thespian and he is the celebrated Tasker Project Fame judge. He is with us in studio tonight. And also with us tonight is Carol Odero. She is an award-winning fashion journalist, and she is with us tonight as well. Tonight, also with us in studio is Robert Burale. He is an image consultant and a motivational speaker, and of course, celebrity fashion stylist. With us tonight, Annabelle Onyango in studio. The hashtag is Fashion Watch. Join the conversation. So tonight we're starting with the Met Gala annual fundraising gala, which is, of course, held to raise funds for the benefit of the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute in New York. And what was trending this week was Kim Kardashian's, J-Lo's, and Beyonce's gown. This was what they chose to wear to this event. And a lot of you were talking about the similarities in these gowns. Let me start with Annabelle. Your thoughts. What would happen, Annabelle, if somebody wore a dress like this in Kenya, for starters?
Yeah, that's a really good question, because if this level of nudity appeared on a Kenyan red carpet, you know, whoever it was would be instantly slut-shamed and accused of indecency. But when it happens in the U.S., you know, we venerate it and we put these women on a platform, and they earn so much more money than they've been earning. So it's really interesting to see sort of that sort of the values, how they differ. I obviously have absolutely no qualms about a little nudity. I think if it's on trend, why not?
A little.
Beyonce's dress apparently took 5 hours to make. That's what they say, I heard. All the beadwork was sewn, especially sort of to like hide the parts that needed hiding. So this is couture. I mean, this is the highest level of clothing that you can possibly get. There's very little of it, but it's extremely expensive. And I like to see a little editorial looks on the red carpet. I think it makes people talk about it, and that's what they want. They want people to talk.
Do you think it was a coincidence that the looks were that similar? Was it just perhaps a faux pas? I don't know. How did this happen, Annabelle? What do you think happened? Why such a similar choice of gown?
I mean, it is a trend. It is a trend. That sort of peekaboo sort of tease, it's a trend. And those are major houses that created those dresses. You know, Versace, Givenchy. These are major houses, and it looks like maybe some stylists conferred to make this fashion moment happen. And that was definitely a fashion moment, I have to say.
Okay. What was your favorite, Robert, of the three gowns? Which did you like best? Did you like any at all? And if you did not, why?
I was absolutely disgusted. Because I don't believe that you have to show too much skin to be fashionable. And if they're so-called celebrities, why would you dress like that? I mean, J-Lo dressed like she was in the shower and just left because the bell rang and the fashions have started, the event have started. I think it's absolutely out of order. Yes, you can show some skin, but not something bordering nudity. I mean, look at that. I would not even want anybody that I look up to dress like that. If they call themselves celebrities, then they should be celebrated, not disgust people.
And Carol, of course, we're seeing a lot of near nudity on our red carpets here. Do we have different values from the US? Are we being slightly pretentious, you know, like Robert here, you know, actually coming out and calling this disgusting? And
you know, I'm actually glad that you said pretentious like Robert, because I was looking at him and I'm thinking, what is he talking about? And the disgust on his face is totally misplaced.
What is good about that?
First of all, these are women who dedicate hours to take care of their bodies. They're in such good physical shape. They're practically athletes. So by the time you wear an outfit like that, not only is your body an accessory, the dress actually is something that only you can wear because it is custom made for you. It is custom made for that hard-working body.
Would you dress like that?
Of course I would.
Yeah.
No, would you dress like that?
Yes, I would.
And
Carol would.
I I would buy you 10 lessons and cover you.
Well, I don't see any. See, it is appropriate for this particular event. This was an event that had a theme, and they got the brief, and they invited guests. And they're women who've had this kind of physicality when it comes to their perception in the public limelight. These are women who are known as sex bombs. That's why that is their look, and that's why they can wear this. So that's why they can wear fitting things, and they can wear nudity.
And let's hear if the other guy in the house is of a different opinion.
No, I didn't like it. I didn't like them. If it was just one, it would have stood out. But three?
That actually tells you
big?
it's an in-the-moment kind of thing.
Yeah.
We're going the wrong.
Don't go with the moment.
We're going the wrong direction.
Don't go with the moment.
No.
I mean,
The wrong direction.
some might have left there with pneumonia.
Well, and then again, they are in great shape, like Carol said. But what do you think? The hashtag is Fashion Watch. Which was your favorite look? Was it J-Lo's? Was it Kim Kardashian's or Beyonce's? Who do you think rocked it best? Let us know. The hashtag is Fashion Watch. And let's move on to what was happening. This was the Baker Awards. This is the Bloggers Association of Kenya Awards. And this is Jane Mukami, fitness guru Jane Mukami. A lot of you probably know her from Instagram and her regular updates on Twitter and what have you. This is Jane Mukami, so this is what she chose to wear. Let me start with you, Ian. I see you nodding in total.
I love it.
Oh my God, what's the difference
Double
between this and the
standard.
other?
No. There's a difference. What can you see there?
A lot.
Oh, come on.
Yes, you can
A
see.
lot?
You can see that
Just
this.
the cleavage.
Oh my
That's just
good
about
Lord.
it.
Okay.
That's about it.
Double standards,
No,
I
it is
think.
not double standards. There's a great difference between what she is wearing and what those three were
We are
wearing.
not wearing. There is nothing we're wearing.
She's got a great body and she looks lovely.
Carol, your thoughts?
Well, again, this is what happens. A lot of women are afraid of lifting heavy weights. This is what happens when you do. See, this is usually her style. Jane Mukami's style is African print, kind of LBD look. Very fitted, usually short. She shows off her body, you know, her calves, and that's her style. So this is what you do when you have your own personal brand. And she's been very consistent with this look. And she looks good with it because she knows what works for her body type.
Okay, this
Yeah.
or the other three?
All of it.
I agree, Carol. All of it.
Yes.
Annabelle, a lot of people were asking, well, my colleagues were asking, how do you wear this dress? I mean, of course, it needs a special kind of bra, I would assume, unless you don't need a bra, unless because there are women who actually don't need the help of a bra. So what do you think, instances where you want to wear a dress like this but cannot pull off this look if you don't have the right bra? What kind of bra can one wear with a dress like this?
I mean, first of all, I think you have to have the right rack, even before you have the right bra, right? You have to have the right breasts.
Yes.
They need to be perky. And I think she's doing a great job. I actually love what she's wearing. She's a fitness blogger, and we want to see her body. And I think her rack looks great, actually. The only thing I would say is sometimes a little balance is called for. So when you have your girls on display, I think it's nice to sort of drop your hemline a little bit and have a longer skirt. That's the only thing I would say. But I mean, I think her body is banging, and I think her hair is banging, all that blonde. Really. And yeah, girl, I think you look great. You're killing it.
She's in great shape. Robert, let's hear from you.
Absolutely love her, and the fact that she lives. No, let me say what I'm going to say. The fact that she has a healthy lifestyle, so even people who are inspired by her go the right way. Not some people go into some place having some injections and come out looking like, you know, she has something to look forward to.
Yeah, she's a natural beauty.
Yes, and now this is for me is a true celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what are your thoughts on
Shade.
what are your thoughts on Jane Mukami's look? The hashtag is Fashion Watch. Let us know the guys love her look. Carol thinks they have double standards because they actually trashed Beyonce's and Kim K's and J-Lo's look, and yet they love Jane Mukami's look, and it's equally revealing. What do you think? The hashtag is Fashion Watch. Okay, moving on. Still at the same event. This is Sylvia Njoki. She's a blogger, she's a fashion stylist, and I want to ask Annabelle, what do you think about Sylvia's look, the dyed hair? I see a lot of girls doing pink and all these wild colors on their hair. Of course, just
Yes.
Annabelle, your thoughts on Sylvia's look?
Now, Sylvia won Blogger of the Year at the Bake Awards and also overall Blogger of the Year. And I mean, here it's not hard to see why. I think Sylvia is obviously a professional fashion person. You know, she doesn't wear the kind of fashion that you would a regular person would wear on their street style. It's very considered. It's very editorial. Bloggers, stylists, you know, people, we're inspired by things other than sort of regular fashion. And I think we play outside of the rules, and I think you see this is a perfect example of that. She has blue braids, which is very on trend. It's been on trend for the last year or so. And I love her interpretation of a pantsuit, a white pantsuit. What she's done is she's worn a tunic over pants, and she's draped her jacket over her shoulders, which is such a modern, fresh way to wear a pantsuit. So I think she looks really amazing.
Okay, Robert, you're not too convinced. But what do you think? What do you think about?
No, I don't think it's bad. I remember I was talking to a friend of mine during the week called Hadasha, and she was saying, fashion is going with what is there now, but style is making anything work for you.
Yeah.
And I think it works for her, and she seems very comfortable in it. Yeah, and I think it's okay.
And I think confidence is the key here,
Yes.
because Carol, not everybody can pull off this look. What do you think? Somebody at home is probably thinking, oh, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this tomorrow. But what does it take to pull off?
I would hesitate to copy it because Sylvia is a very on-trend blogger, but she's also very popular for having looks that are very unique and specific to her. But she also knows how to translate those looks for other people. That's what makes her a really good stylist. She knows how to work with what comes, you know, her way. I think before you try this look, you probably need to check out her blog a bit more, because you'll find that her style is not generally, she doesn't try to be sexy. She tries to be very fashion forward, and her look is not something that most people can pull off, because most people don't think of fashion like that. They think of fashion as, you know, what someone else is wearing, what looks conventional, and what looks, you know, well, kawaida.
Yeah.
But she doesn't do that. Her look is very, very singular, very, very different. So don't imitate. Just find what works for you and then get hints of it and then try to work with that.
Right. Ian, quickly,
I
your
love
thoughts.
it. I have worked with her. She has styled me before, yes, done an amazing job. And you check out her photographs of all the different costumes, all the different looks she's got. They're all different, and they're all her.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody else should try. Don't imitate this at home.
Don't try this at home. This is Sylvia's look. Yeah, so let's move on to who else was there. This is a different event. This was an event that was held at the Village Market. My Heart Beats for Africa. And this is Antonio So. He's a TV presenter. He's performing artist as well. I want to start with you, Robert, on Anto's look.
Suit is okay, right color shirt. I think I give him 8 over 10 for effort. He didn't try too much. He didn't underdress. He just looks good. He would be noticed in a crowd of 20 people.
Okay, Annabelle, do you agree? What's wrong with this look? I think, well, I don't know. From where I'm seated, something just doesn't...
He hasn't buttoned both buttons, just one button, right?
Yeah, it's one.
Yes.
It's buttoned, which is correct.
Yes.
He's just buttoned the top button. Anto is the loveliest, sunny. He walks into a room and he has this smile and completely envelops you in love and warmth. I thought he looked great. It's great to stick to a classic look for a man. When in doubt, just stay classic. I would say, because he's a diminutive man, I would say that he would need to sort of take his pants in a little bit and take in the hemline a little bit, just so that everything fits just perfect for his body. But otherwise, keep it classic, and I think he looks great.
Okay, Carol, your thoughts?
Well, I think the blazer, I think actually the length, for me the length is what is off. Because if you're wearing a suit, you want the blazer to end right here, if you can see my arm. So when you're wearing a shirt, the shirt should peek out of the blazer, so this much of the shirt should show. Yeah. That's how you wear it, that's the modern way of wearing it, that's the classic way of wearing it. And for the pants, the break is a little too long for him, so it folds the trouser twice. If it was just one, then it makes him look leaner and taller. Then it cleans up his whole look. Yeah. And Ian, the ragged hair, do you think it goes with the corporate?
Well, that's his look. That's his look. And you rarely find him in suits. So this was a good effort. Yeah. The fact that it's a bit long, he'll grow into it.
Okay, that's an ouch moment right there. And Patricia Kihoro was there as well. Robert, let me start with you on Patricia's look, from head to toe.
Right. This is a kind of look I like in a lady. Because it's not...
Because it's covered up.
I know, there's nothing to see.
Oh, gosh.
Except her
This
head.
is my principle. We don't have to see too much for us to say you look good. Because, in fact, the more you show, you look more of a candidate of bed gymnastics. But then when you dress smart...
You look more like a what?
Bed gymnastics candidate.
And what is wrong with that?
What do you mean what's wrong with that? As a woman? No,
well, yes.
not at all. What I say is this: you can look good, don't show too much. You understand? Don't show too much, meaning you have your dignity, but also people know that you have a great body. Now, you can tell she has a great body, but you can also tell that she's a diamond, and for a man to look deeper, you must get to her clothes. But when it's free for all, you're like in the stock exchange, there's a problem.
And I think our next, our designer, of course we have a designer in studio tonight, that's Ruby, and we'll be asking her to sew a zip on Robert's mouth because some of the things that it says are out of this world. Children are watching Robert. So let me ask Annabelle what she thinks about this particular look. Okay, Annabelle, what do you think?
I mean, Patricia Kihoro, the one thing you said that was actually made sense, Robert, is that she is a diamond. She's a diamond. She's literally a diamond. This girl is beautiful. I love her natural look, that short hair. Very clean, very contemporary. And I love the fact that, you know, she's bringing demure to the table. And I think that's what Bob is trying to say, is that being demure can be very sexy, you know, even when you cover up. And I love the way she's wearing a vintage blouse, actually, if you look closer. And I love, you know, the stripes, and she's got the red as an accent. And she can do no wrong in my eyes. She's just a natural beauty.
Carol, this look for you, you know, is it a win for you? Did you like it?
Well, it is, especially the black, white and red combination. It's like a fashion trifecta. It's always a classic. I would have loved if she would have tucked in the shirt, because also the high-waisted skirt is also a look, and it emphasizes the smallness of her waist and the curve of her hips, and that still looks demure, and it amplifies the sexy without going overboard, as Robert would think. So, yeah.
And of course, Ian.
I love Patricia. Very talented, beautiful smile. I think she's done a beautiful job there.
And Patricia is the favorite of this panel. Every time we've had Patricia anywhere on the red carpet, you guys just love her. Okay, let's go to a TBT. Our TBT this week is...
Oh my God.
Wait. Umetoka mbali.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, man.
No way.
This is not even coming from far. This is from another world.
But you were still beautiful. You were still very beautiful.
Oh, but look at me years later.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
You know?
Upgrade status.
I mean, that blouse is 3 sizes too large, but you're still beautiful. The specs look like they were from I don't know.
She looked like a biology student.
You're still beautiful.
Okay, earlier I was crying because I was happy. Now we're going to cry. Sad.
Just leave that one there. Just leave that one
Are you
there.
like from the biology class or something?
I will never hear the end of this, but I will. I will tell you what the take home for me is. I was so lost when I first started out in my career. I always watched people. I always watched people, my seniors, trying to get a look for myself. I didn't know what to wear, where to source for my clothes. And I only got it right when I actually started wearing things that worked for me. So I think the lesson here is, please don't try to copy anybody. Just be yourself, or talk to Annabelle or Carol. You know, look for a fashion stylist. Don't try to look at other people. Don't try and copy their style. I was trying to copy somebody in the industry. And it was a total flop.
I can actually tell who just by looking at this picture.
She must have been.
That was my mom's blouse, by the way. Okay, TMI. Let's move on. Please take that thing off the screen. Oh Lord. Okay. I'm yet to recover. So tonight our designer in studio is Ruby, and let's take a look at some of her work. And Ruby is with us in studio. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Ruby, and thank you for sharing your work with the Fashion Watch. Okay. Let's take a look at some of her work on the runway.
Okay. What I didn't do when it comes to you, I see only the good. So let me feel ya. That all of me, I never met someone so different. Here we go, you're part of me now. You're part of me. So where you go, I follow, follow, follow. I'll never forget you. Forgetting you so let you go. But when you look at me, the only memory is us kissing in the moonlight. I'll never forget you. I go back again, fall off the train, land in his bed, repeat yesterday's mistakes. What I'm trying to say is not to forget, it's the only the good, selected memory makes me feel.
Is Ruby's work. Which is your favorite outfit? Let us know. The hashtag is Fashion Watch. Ruby, tell us about your designs. What exactly is your style?
Well, I'd say my style is inspired by royalty. My brand is Royalty Stitches. So for this particular collection, I was thinking of what would Cleopatra wear? Yeah, if she's going for a cocktail. So I tried giving it some modern touch. Yeah.
Okay. And are you studying? Are you actually an established designer?
It depends with what you mean by established. I've done it for 6 months.
Okay.
And I've done so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And where did you study? Is this something that you studied, or is this in you? Is this just a passion of yours?
It's in me.
Okay.
It's inborn, yeah. I've
It's
never
in-
studied fashion.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So I'll invite, of course, the panelists to critique your pieces,
Okay.
because this is what we do on the show, just to help improve the designers on the set. Let's start with Annabelle, a critique of Ruby's designs.
Ruby, I'm just going to ask you to move your hair from your mic so we can hear sort of your feedback. But I mean, it's a very eclectic collection. And I think when you're a young designer, probably it takes you time to get your sea legs when you realize sort of what you're really good at. Because here we see African print, we see jersey, we see shears, I think chiffon. So it's quite an eclectic, so it's hard for me to get a sense from you exactly what your strong points are. But I think you'll probably hone your skills as you develop as a designer. I will say with the chiffon, it's always a very tough medium to use because you see everything that's underneath, and because when you cut it, it sort of behaves in a very interesting way that can look a little bit, you know, undone or cheap if you don't finish it very well. But it's good to see you trying different things and using different mediums, and it's going to be interesting to see how you develop as a fashion designer with time.
Okay, great. And Robert, first of all, which is your favorite dress?
Number one, the red.
The red.
Yes. I
The
love
model or the dress?
Also, yeah. No, I love the dress. It looks classy. I would. It's noticeable in the function. And number one and number three are good, but the number two and number four, there's too much see-through, especially if you're in public or in a function and there's too much lighting for the sake of the people taking photography, then a lot would be seen. And as Annabelle said, the cut on the black one, the idea is brilliant, but there's a risk of it looking like it's a bit cheap.
Okay.
There's something about it, but too much can see a lot.
Well,
But number one and number three, brilliant work.
Okay, they are beautiful pieces.